Good morning, you curious cats. Yesterday's video was on ways that we can save money and start to get ahead. And one of the things that I mentioned was changing our perception of money. So today's video, I'm going to speak a little bit on that, just some ways that we can shift our perception of money and what it is and create a healthier perception of it so that we can create and attract more financial abundance into our own lives. So what is money? Money is essentially embodied energy. If you're able to contribute your time, your labor, your efforts in the form of bringing something to market to create value, you're essentially putting in a bunch of your energy. And then what you get in return is money. So that money is a representation of that energy that you put in. So money is essentially embodied energy, and you can spend that energy any way you like. So once you accumulate or you are able to store up that energy or that money, now you have access to that embodied energy anytime you want. So now if you want to use some of that energy to go create a business, to say start a garden, to get some land and create whatever you might want to do, you have that energy to do that. So money is essentially embodied energy. So that's a good way to view it and see it. I'm sure you guys have all heard the term money is the root of all evil, and a lot of people actually resent the rich. I've seen this hashtag floating around, eat the rich. I understand where people's resentment comes from. It is hard when you don't have much and other people have a lot. However, we have to be careful with our perception, because if we're going to perceive money as the root of all evil and all people who have it as evil, how do we expect to attract it and accumulate it in our own lives? So by changing our perception of it and maybe not considering all people that have money as evil, we can open ourselves up to some of the knowledge they might have. By saying all people that have money are evil and whatever, we're really just closing off ourselves to this knowledge that they may be open to sharing with us. If we can maintain a healthier idea of money and stay curious and ask them humbly, how did you accumulate all your wealth? Maybe they'll be open to sharing some of their experience with you, and you can gain knowledge about how to do that yourself. So by changing our perception of money and people who have it, we right away are opening our possibility or the possibility to that coming into our own lives. So that's a great way to change our perceptions on money, and especially to change our perceptions on people who have money already. Money essentially will amplify whatever is already. So if you're a negative or a positive person and you come into a bunch of wealth, it will amplify whatever you already have. So if you're an evil person and you have evil intent and you come into money, now you have the resources to go about all these evil things you probably want to do. And if you're a really good-hearted person and you have really great intentions and you come into money, now you have resources to put those plans into action. So money will amplify the negative and it will amplify the positive. Money is not negative by itself. The negative or positive comes from the true intention of the person. So that's something to keep in mind and remind yourself of, that not all money is evil. Not all people that have money is evil. Evil and good is totally separate from the money. The money will amplify either way. Money gives us resources to put into ideas that we have, and it also gives us resources that we can use to help others. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you have very little energy that you can give to other people. You can still give your time and your labor, but if you don't have financial abundance, you're very limited on what you can give. If you have, let's say you have millions of dollars in the bank and you have this idea where you want to help the poor and you want to give out food and all that, you can go buy a food truck, you can hire people, you can hire farmers, you can buy the food, you can do it on a larger scale. If you're paycheck to paycheck, all you could maybe do is go volunteer for somebody that might be in that situation. So if you can see money that way, as it gives us resources and energy that we can put into our ideas, that's a really healthy way to view money. And money also offers stability in our lives. It offers anti-fragility, and it offers comfort. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck and the economy tanks, you're totally at the mercy of that. You don't have any resources. You're stuck waiting in line for government handouts or food stamps or whatever it might be. And that puts you in a very fragile position. However, if you have a good chunk of money sitting in your bank, now you're okay. You don't have to panic. You can use some of those resources to start a garden, to adapt to these changes and act accordingly. Resenting people with money just totally closes us down to all these possibilities, to their knowledge, and it also sends a message out that we think money is evil. And if we think money is evil, why would we want to attract it into our lives in the first place? So by building a nest egg, what I call a nest egg, which is basically a minimum amount of savings that you have in your bank account or whatever, you essentially create anti-fragility. You have resources there if troubling times happen to occur. Now you have some resources there to help you through these times. And what it also does is it gives you a feeling of abundance. So when you have money in the bank all the time, there's never that underlying stress where you're always searching, you're always in need of money. You have to earn it every paycheck or you can't put food on the plate. But if you have a nest egg in your account, you have this feeling of abundance and stability where even if you end up without work, you know that you have this nest egg there to support you through these times. And it gives you confidence moving forward when you have money sitting in the bank. So that's a great thing that money can do and offer as well. And another thing that it does is it gives us shelter. It gives us access to food, to shelter, to tools, to resources, so that if we have these ideas that we want to implement, we have the embodied energy to put into this kind of stuff. Earning money also motivates us. So if you have a good, healthy relationship with money, then you're motivated to earn more because you see its utility as a tool. And that motivation is what drives and fosters innovation. If we're all just sitting around for government checks and handouts, universal basic income, whatever, where's the motivation to come up with these new innovations, these new ideas? Where's the motivation to put in hard work and contribute in a positive way to society if, we can just get that same amount of money from sitting around and doing nothing? So by earning money, we learn the value of it, and we see the tool that it offers, and that motivates us to find ways to innovate and to bring value to our communities. So that's a great aspect of money that is often overlooked. And having money decreases our stress. If you have money sitting in the bank, it takes a lot of stress off. You'd be surprised how much stress comes from just trying to figure out how we're going to pay all our bills and all of that. And by having money sitting in the bank, that just takes a lot of that underlying stress off, which helps create a feeling of abundance, which further attracts more wealth into our lives. And when we work hard for our money, or we put in a lot of effort to bring value to our communities to earn this money, it helps us realize the true value of this money. And it helps us appreciate the things we do have, because we see how difficult it can be to generate income. On the other hand, if you're just getting your money from government handouts, universal basic income, or whatever, or you're just borrowing debt, that's not very hard to do. You basically go sign on a dotted line and they give you the money. So you don't understand how hard that money is to create. So when you don't understand the value of that dollar, it's easy to go spend it on useless stuff you don't actually need, and to also to not take care of your stuff. You don't realize that how hard it is, that you might have had to, work your hard labor, donate your time, your blood, sweat, and tears for 10 years to acquire that amount of wealth, that when you buy that thing, you realize, wow, that was really hard to do. I'm going to take excellent care of this thing. It's a much different story if you just go sign on a dotted line and the government goes, okay, here's 10 or 20 grand, go do what you want, and you go buy the brand new truck, and you take it up for buying or whatever you do, and you just don't really have a relationship with how hard that money is. All you know is you have this monthly payment and blah, blah, blah. So those are all ways we can shift our perception on money and have a healthier view on it. And by doing that, we have an easier time to acquire more wealth in our own life, to create financial abundance. So with that being said, I hope you guys found value in this video. If you can think of people that might be able to use this kind of info in their own lives, if you guys want to see more videos like this, I'm going to be doing my best to create as many videos as I can. I want to create a bit of a community and an audience that are interested in creating financial abundance in our own lives. And so I'd really appreciate it if you guys can like the video, share it with anyone you think might find value in this. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, God bless and have a fantastic day.